Well, good day, everyone, and welcome to the Tech ChitChat Show. My name is Ken, and you can find me on Northern Viking Everyday and Northern Viking Explorer on YouTube. I'm here with my co-host Stephen Loney on YouTube and 8-Bit Warrior on Twitter. Good day, Stephen.
Good morning, Ken.
How are you doing?
I am doing well this morning. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. We had a bunch of snow yesterday, so got to shovel all of that, and the roads were all icy. How about yourself?
Yeah, we also got some of that snow here, too.
Yeah,
But it likes to come and then melt, but we got snow.
It went from flooding to snow.
Yeah, but we have a snowman. There's a snowman outside, so I got to wake up, and see
Did you build the snowman?
I did not.
No.
No.
Are you going to go kick over the snowman?
That would be mean.
And be the mean uncle?
It's not Christmas yet.
Well, that's
No.
awesome. Well, today we are going to be chatting about... What are we chatting about? The new... Let's call it new RTX 2060 12 gigabyte
GPU.
graphics card,
Yes.
GPU. It was supposed to be... I think it's officially released today, but I don't know if you can get one anywhere. Maybe unofficially released today. Nobody knows. So yes, this is the re-release with some changes to the RTX 2060 that is hopefully going to help some of the GPU shortages. So that was the whole potential behind this.
Potential.
Yes. So we'll see what happens.
Let's put a very strong emphasis on that word.
Potential.
The potential.
The potential. So we may as well just dive right into it.
Let's go.
Enough tech chit-chatting. Let's dive into it.
That's what we do.
Oh, yeah. We drink coffee. And
Cheers, by the way.
back. Yes, cheers. For all of you joining us, grab a coffee and
Pull up a chair.
just keep watching, but don't find us too annoying. We honestly do this so Steven and I can get together and drink coffee. So it's So
not a
basically,
bad
we're sitting in a coffee shop right now talking about tech, which is usually what we do when we get together. So we figured we might as well record it. Oh, okay. No, I'm sorry. I'm like teasing people now, going back out of the article. We got a few subscribers this week, so thank you to all of you for that. As you may know, when we hit 100 subscribers, we are going to upgrade to 1080p from this lowly 720p that we're paying for right now. We're going to throw all our cash towards 1080p.
All of it.
So when we get to 100 subscribers, we're going to do that. Maybe before, but probably not.
So help
Help us out. Like and subscribe. Hit the bell notification.
We're
Okay,
not
now
that desperate. Don't worry. We're not.
Everybody's leaving. Back to the RTX 2060. All right. So the RTX 2060 12 gigabyte version was, let's say, I don't want to say announced, but kind of like put out there.
Yeah, it was like quietly rumored, like it might be coming, and then it said, I remember they were talking about it, like, oh, it's coming, and then like, no, it's not coming, and then it's coming again, and we were prepping for this episode today, and we're like, yeah, now it's really coming, and then we found an article like yesterday being like, no, now it's not coming. We're like, what's going on? But so this has been kind of rumored, but kind of speculated back and forth, and what it turned out is that last minute, that there's going to be no Founders Edition from Nvidia themselves for the 2060 re-release. So I had to look at the article a bit deeper and find out, no, it's still coming, but just only from partners.
Yeah.
Board partners.
So it's supposed to be available starting today, December 7th. I think that's today. Otherwise, I'm all messed up. So December 7th is when it's supposed to be available. And so they kind of announced this back in February. There was supposed to be the 2060 12 gig edition and even a 1050 Ti, a new 1050 Ti. I haven't heard any new rumblings about the 1050 Ti. So this is only, as far as we know, the 2060 that you will be able to get soon. But they doubled the memory in it to 12 gigabytes from 6. And the original version was released back in 2019. So here's my math. How many years ago was that? It was a couple years ago. We'll
I
just
think
say that.
Yeah, I don't know if it's some. I think some places are saying it was 2018 released. I feel like 2018 was actually when it was released. I think, but I could be wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
Regardless,
A couple
2018 or
of
20.
years ago.
Yeah, it might have been the end of 2018 or something.
That's true. It could have been.
Evident facts, information.
We're very smart here. We dig into all the information very deeply and know everything.
No, this to note though that they are releasing with the 12 gigabyte model, but they still do have a 6 gigabyte variant as well.
Mm-hmm.
So
am I understanding, like this article is saying that the new 2060 is more similar to what the 2060 Super used to look like? Is that your understanding as well?
Yeah. So particularly with the 12 gigabyte model, the 12 gigabyte model has about 10 to 12% more CUDA cores.
Okay.
And I think both models, if I'm correct, they might have a higher boost clock than the original. They might have a faster, just be faster overall with their megahertz than the original 2060. But
I can pop this up. I can have a look.
Yeah. So you can see a difference between the 2060 being released and the 12 gig. The 12 gig you can see has more of those Nvidia CUDA cores listed at the top, which should just give. Now the base 6 gigabyte one has a little bit of a higher boost clock, but that's probably not going to make much of a difference at all. That's very small. The bigger difference there is the CUDA cores. So I think the 2060 12 gig model is going to be probably roughly at least 10% faster, which probably will put it closer in line with the 2060 Super, more or less.
Okay.
Probably a bit more or less, but yeah.
Am I putting you on the spot if I ask you what a CUDA core is?
CUDA core. So a CUDA core is, you know, on your computer you have a CPU.
Yeah.
And say you have like a 4-core CPU, you got 4 cores. Or 8-core. A CUDA core is basically like a CPU designed specifically for the GPU, for video graphics. So the 12 gig model here has 2,176 of these things, which is a lot. Like imagine, and it's designed purely for like graphics pipeline stuff. It just like, it's designed for graphics to be really fast.
Okay.
And it does it much faster than a traditional CPU would be able to handle it. And it's just a, yeah. Basically,
So
it's processor for
Is
the
a
GPU.
CUDA core an Nvidia term?
Yes.
Because I see a little trademark thing there, I think, but I'm not sure.
Do
Do they call it something else in AMD?
AMD, I believe, calls it stream processors.
Okay. So it's just their technical jargon or what they call their cores. Okay.
But these are basically the cores that process the graphics data, the graphics like display stuff, and they do it really, really, really fast. And the more of them you have, the faster you can handle like shader calculations, and shaders have to handle their own kind of computational stuff. It's not the whole entire story of a GPU. The shader thing isn't everything. There's like texture mapping units and other stuff, but CUDA cores plays a large part, especially for games that have like tons of like effects going on and shit like bloom and like ambient occlusion and all these things. But so at the end of the day, that 12 gig model especially should be closer to the 2060 Super, I would say. Yeah.
That's cool. So as of today, there's more coming from our understanding. There are some different models that have been released on websites from manufacturers. So as of, this was 36 minutes ago, there was cards released from Galax, Gainward, Gigabyte, and Zotac. So whether you can get them yet or not, that's a different story. But there are some different cards available. And this is from Tom's Hardware. You can see that they've been popping them up here. The Zotac one looks like a smaller dual fan one. I've got a 1070 with the smaller dual fan. Those are great if you have a bit of a smaller case. There's the Gigabyte version. So there's a few different versions available.
Can I put you on the spot?
Sure.
Which one would you pick today? Which one looks the coolest to you? Like, I'd go for that.
Out of these four?
Yeah.
That one probably Galax.
I'm looking
Kind
for.
of looks the coolest, but I would pick the Gigabyte just because it would match my motherboard.
That's a very
That's why
technical answer.
I have a gigabyte motherboard, so and this is actually basically I have the 3060 in that version.
Yeah.
So I would buy that one, just because.
I've been happy with the gigabyte GPUs myself, so I would probably go for that one as well.
Yeah. And it's a bigger name than some of these other ones. Not to diss them. I think they're probably great and will work fine.
Yeah.
But
We're just most familiar with gigabyte.
yeah, I have a Zotac in my other computer. The 1070 is a Zotac, so I've had no problems with that. So
Right.
yeah. So there's definitely some excitement about this, but then there's also people who are a little worried, let's say, because of crypto mining.
Oh, by the way, my dog just made a cameo there.
Is that which dog is that?
That would be Daisy, the pup.
Daisy?
Yeah. I have 2 dogs and a cat in here right now with me, so if you hear barking and meowing and hissing,
That's okay.
That's why.
It's garbage day here. They're building a house across the street.
I'm just going to give my dog a pet here real quick. Hey there, Daisy. Oh, well.
Daisy.
I don't want to get them too excited or they might think I want to take them for a WALK.
Yeah.
So.
Well, Daisy loves me.
Does she?
Yes.
Both our dogs. Both the big dogs.
That's
here
true.
love
They
me.
won't leave me alone when I come over to your house. Probably I should stop keeping beef jerky in my pocket. That's probably
She's
the problem.
literally punching Cuda in the head right now with her foot. That is so mean.
Well, Cuda won't leave me alone either, so they just want me to pet them, which is better than being licked.
So if I lose my power, if I suddenly disappear, Daisy has just disconnected the power bar. I hope she doesn't. Okay, Daisy, go. Wow. Okay, I'm playing
Is
with
this
fire
really
here.
happening? Oh, that's
This
awesome.
is really happening.
Okay, this is just coffee time with us. So welcome.
My dog's about to pull the power out of the. Well, okay, you just. Okay. Anyways, let's keep going.
We'll keep going. If we die on here, if it's over, it's over. All right. So we were talking about crypto mining.
That's right.
So there's an article. This one's on PC Gamer talking about the 2060 12 gigabyte looks promising for cryptocurrency miners and not so great for gamers. And the whole purpose of this was to relieve, from my understanding, was to help relieve the pressures on the graphics cards.
Right.
From this article, from what I'm understanding, is there's a less power draw and what did they call it? The 3060, for example, is has lower
Yeah, the hash rate.
for mining.
Yeah. Yeah.
And there's measures in there. So, which isn't the case on the 2060. Which
Yeah,
makes
so
the 2060 potentially better for mining.
Right, because with the 3060, Nvidia did put in that intentionally programmed it so that when it detected mining going on, that it would slow it down to make it not as appealing to crypto miners. The 2060 was never designed with that in mind, so it's just able to do the full hash rate for crypto mining. Which is because this is a card that I'm actually looking into. A 2060 is what is all that I need for video editing and light gaming, and it'd be sad to see this go just to see being picked up by crypto miners, because you know what, that's just not a nice thing in my opinion.
Although it could release more 3060s and those cards for the general public, so it should hopefully take some of the pain away from trying to get graphics cards.
It could, but it can also give crypto miners more stock. And this is where, it'd be nice to, in reality, but unless companies are putting in an effort to prevent that from happening, I lean towards 80-90% of the stock getting picked up by, same as we've seen the past year, scalpers and crypto miners.
Yeah. So we do have a comment on YouTube from Anders YT. He's asking, where can I buy this graphics card?
That's a good question.
That's a good question, because we've been trying to find where you can buy it as well. And that's kind of my next page on here. I went over to the Zotac website. Are we done with crypto mining?
Sure.
We'll leave it at that. Okay. On the Zotac website, they have it up, but they're not giving a price yet. And there's it says when you click on where to buy, it just gives you links to some of the main companies. So you can go check out those main companies, but I don't know where you can actually physically get one yet. So just keep your eye on the main companies that sell them. And I know I had put my name on a 3060 wait list, an RTX 3060 waiting list on Zotac back in June, and it took till October for it to come up where I could buy it. So if they're going to do the same thing, put your name on the list right away.
Yeah.
And then you still have the choice not to buy it if you don't want to. I would say it's probably going to be... If they start getting bought up by crypto miners, it could be difficult to get them. But if you see one, I'd say pick it up right away if you're definitely looking to get one.
Yeah.
So
these are, you know what, for what they are, these are good cards, especially if you're into like media creation and video editing. They have they have a very modern encoder decoder for video files, which is really good for video editing. There's tons of VRAM. It's good at 1080p gaming. This card also gives you access to Nvidia Broadcast for the RTX voice and also the background removal dynamically. And there's just perks to this card that makes sense as an all-around card. Yeah, so if you see one, I think it's worth picking up. I was looking at... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I think I already mentioned this, but we haven't seen pricing on it yet either. So that's the other unfortunate thing.
So here's what's concerning is, so we're in Canada here. We're in Western Canada. I'm looking at MemoryExpress.com, which is like the biggest kind of tech geek store right now for me to look at. And I don't even see a 12 gigabyte 2060 listed right now on their site. And all I see is the older 2060, which apparently is in stock, but I'm not sure it is. And it's listed for the cheapest is $530 Canadian, which quite frankly is not cheap for what that is. So I don't even know for other regions like Canada, I don't know what we'll get.
Yeah.
So
no, for sure. I'm just looking on Canada Computers here as well. Which is another large retailer here in Canada. I just put in 2060 and nothing's coming up yet. There's the 6 gig models, but they're all sold out.
Yeah. And that could be the original 2018, 2019 launch one.
Yeah, exactly. So it'll be interesting to see what happens here with that.
Yeah.
But I think that's going to kind of wind down our main segment. But we would be open to taking any questions if anyone does have any questions. We'd love to hear them in the comments below or on YouTube or Twitch if you're watching over there. Leave us a comment. And again, we are hoping to go to 1080p streaming when we hit 100 subscribers. So if you haven't done so already, make sure to do that because we want to get you watching high def. So thank you. No questions? Anders, I don't know if that answered your question. Not really. But we appreciate you watching today. And Steven, shall we take off for the day?
Yeah, but we have a question of the day, though.
Oh, what am I doing? Question of the day.
Yeah, but you had a did you want to show the poll?
Yeah.
The poll you did.
Okay, so I did a poll.
Someone's a little eager to finish today.
There's cookies and milk in the kitchen.
All right, the poll.
Okay, the poll. Oh, and we have another comment.
Oh, Yoshi. Hi, Yoshi.
Yoshi's laughing at us. That's not a question, Yoshi.
We'll take it, though.
So I did a poll this week on my channel. And this kind of comes back to gaming. Where do you play most of your video games? And I had 217 votes come in. So the options were computer, gaming console, on my phone, or I don't play any video games. And surprisingly, and maybe this is just my audience, computer came in at 59% of gamers. Gaming consoles, so this included PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, was 16%. On my phone was 17%. and I don't play any video games was 9%, and hopefully that adds up to 100%. But I was surprised that computer gaming was that high amongst my audience.
That's very high. And now your audience could be more computer centric in general, but that still seems
For sure.
like twice as high as I expected, I would say.
I would agree.
That is interesting, which means that people are PC gaming even with GPU shortages, even with those things going on, people are still PC gaming.
Yeah.
So
we'll keep a track on these. Maybe we'll talk about them again in the future if we can see them in stock and know some more information on pricing. Mm-hmm. Our question of the day, before I go get some cookies and milk. What GPU are you using? Mm-hmm. Do you want to start, Stephen?
Yeah, so I'm using a Nvidia GTX 1070, which works great. Yeah.
Awesome.
Works well. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're great. I'm using the Zotac 1070 in my older computer, and then I've got the Gigabyte 3060 in my newer computer that I just built. So that's what I'm using. Let us know in the comments what you are using.
Yoshi's running a 3070. Yoshi.
3070?
What did you rob? How did you get that?
Hey, you know what? Yeah, you know how we talked about a few weeks ago there was that GPU heist in California? Yoshi, was that you?
We're on to you, Yoshi. We shouldn't accuse him of that. We're sorry, Yoshi.
No, it wasn't him.
We're gonna get him flagged.
Awesome. Well, Yoshi, if you want to sell that to me, let me know. And,
or give it to me for my birthday. You know. To finish with the final thought of the day. I got it as soon as I heard it dropped, and it was going to be hard to get. Yes. If you didn't grab it, then you probably wouldn't have got it. Wow, good job. You didn't. So it sounds like you didn't even have to get it from scalped prices. That's
not like me. I probably paid more for my 3060 than you paid for your 3070. So
I was thinking
I had to go to someone's house and buy it. It was with receipt, but I paid more than the receipt price. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's okay though. I was just thinking, for a final thought of the day, I'm thinking, if you have a GPU, be happy with it, be content with it if it's doing what you need. Don't be eager to, unless you have a specific need, to try to upgrade right now, even with the 2060s. Be happy with it.
Or if you're getting into crypto mining.
I don't want to talk about that.
Sorry to burst your bubble there, Steven. Awesome. All right. Well, I think we'll leave it at that today. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. Thank you, Ander and Yoshi, for commenting. And again, remember to like and subscribe here on YouTube and Twitch. Leave us a comment. Check us out on our other YouTube channels. And until next time, thanks for watching and take care.